What's going on?
Have these guys laughing.
All right, everybody. Hey, welcome to Muckin N Grindin. Coming at you a little late tonight. Had a couple other prior obligations with the school and work and things like that. I got a few people joining us this evening. Ta-da! We got Big Dave, and then we got Dan and Tyler going as the Yinzers, which is
The Yinzers.
the turd herders. But anyways, great showing by the Pens past couple games. Tristan Jory getting his starts, looking a little more confident, looking like the Tristan Jory of old. Not that he's really old, but looks a lot better, a little more confident. Team's playing actually better in front of him. I guess these guys are finally getting the system down. Mike Matheson looking like the second coming of Nicholas Lidstrom lately. It's just amazing what happens when you change things in the upper office, how everybody starts playing correctly. And the change of Kapanen going to the top line with Sid and Russ going back to the second line, looks like somebody up above said, Kapanen's playing with you and Russ is going back down to the second line. So, yeah, it looks like Hextall and Burke have made their presence felt, I guess, in Sully's ear. But, yeah, what do you got? We'll start with Dan and Tyler. What do you guys think of how things are going out so far the past couple games?
I think we've had a rough start for sure, and they've been doing a lot of changes to make improvements, and the improvements that they have made, I think they're going in the right track. To be honest, what about you?
I believe the hockey platform is changing all around. It is becoming a game where the defense is playing more offense and the forwards are playing more defense. Everyone on the ice is playing offense. Everyone on the ice should be playing defense as well. And it's revolving into a more faster game. And I think it's going to be interesting down the road.
It's actually like you're going with basically it's evolving back to the way it was in the early 80s where it was wide open and guys were scoring at will. And then like the late 80s came around with Lou Lamoriello, Larry Robinson neutral zone trap system came along and everybody started doing the trap where it slowed everything down. And the Islanders seem to be the only team that still goes with that. But yeah, like the defensemen activating, and you figure a lot of these young defensemen, though, they have
I'm a huge
scoring at will in college and stuff like that. So it's kind of nice to see, the defensemen activate.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Dave, what do you think?
Well, I think you're finally starting to see what the Penguins can be. I think a lot of people were ready to jump, off the bandwagon of Mike Matheson, Cody Ceci, even some of these other guys, right away. And you got to remember, two of those guys are brand new to this team. They had 5 days of practice, and then you jumped in the games. The same could be said for Dino. The same could be said for whoever. These guys need the training camp. These guys need game time, game action to kind of get back into the flow of things. In a typical season, you have a 3-week training camp plus 3 weeks or 2 weeks of practice games before opening night. So I think you're finally starting to see the Penguins as what they can be. Now, is this sustainable for the rest of the season? That remains to be seen. But it's good to see that they're playing more solid defense in front of Jari. Jari's playing better. I am a little concerned that The big guys still aren't exactly lighting the world on fire. Sid's playing all right, but Gino and Letang still don't look right to me.
Gino looked a little better last night. He looked a little better last night. He had a little bit of a fire lit underneath of him by, guys, grabbing him up by his face and stuff like that. Hey, if that's what it freaking takes to get your head out of your ass and start playing, bring Ryan Reeves in, let him punch him in the face, and then let him go back to Vegas. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why it takes Malkin so long to get his act together. I mean, I put a poll up the other day. I was like, is he tired? Is he done?
Yeah.
Does he want to go back home? And then you got people saying, oh, he's got family problems. Like, family problems? Who doesn't have family problems? You know what I mean? Like, every one of these guys has family problems. I don't give me that as an excuse. Like, you either get paid to play a freaking kids game for a living, get your head out of your ass, start playing hard like you're supposed to.
Yeah.
Don't sit there and sulk, because that's exactly what it looked like. It looked like he was sulking out there, like, oh, I ain't getting my way like Sid gets his way. Well, guess what? Put up the numbers that Sid puts up constantly year after year, and then we'll talk.
Right.
But I mean, guess what, buddy? You're getting paid millions of dollars. Play. Or you can go to the KHL and go back home to the homeland and watch Yager skate rings around you, considering he's 49 years old. I mean, Jesus, come on, dude.
Yeah, there's a lot of what ifs though, because he like Sid's always had Getzel on his line, so there's always been chemistry there, and Malkin always seems to not get the short end of the stick because he's got a lot of talent on his wings as well.
Yeah,
but
he's always had rust.
Yeah, a little time to build chemistry with the newer guys, and our whole coaching staff minus Mikey is new, so they're incorporating different styles of play, different systems, and it's a team effort. And he's always been a slow starter.
He's been a slow starter, a slow middle guy, and a slow end guy.
Yeah, he's not producing.
No,
I think the biggest thing with go ahead, Rob.
Go ahead, Dave.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think the biggest thing with Gino is, unless Gino is the guy, when Sid goes down, Sid's out of the lineup. When Gino has to be a stud, that's when Gino shows up. When the playoffs start, that's when Gino shows up for the most part. So
we got to make the playoffs this year to get that Gino, though.
Yeah. Well, exactly. But the thing of the matter is,
at least up until now, he has been doing so.
Yeah. I think the thing with Gino is he's not the player he once was. Age, father time obviously is starting to catch up. I think the biggest thing is the way Sullivan wants to play and the way the team is constructed around Gino. I don't think it's Gino.
Yeah.
And the question is how do you work around that? And I think that's the problem that every coach has always kind of had with Gino is, unless Sid is out, and you see, the player that takes over the league like he did when Sid is out, every coach had their problems with Gino, trying to get Gino on track, trying to keep Gino on track, trying to get him going, trying to, keep his head on. Gino's just a different animal, just like the majority of the Russian guys in the league. And you get the good with the bad, and you just hope there's more good than bad. Right now, there's not.
Yeah. So on another note, speaking of the bad, we're going to go with number 58. Like everybody was like everybody their little turkey thermometers went off whenever he started skating around with the puck, last night during the game. It's like, well, yeah, his little whole minute of flash of greatness. Still, he coughed up the puck and then went back the other way, almost on a 2-on-1.
Well, Tang sucks.
That's been our thing for the past couple shows. Is like, enough's enough. I mean, why can't they? Look, I understand you're not going to sit them right now because there's too many injuries, but there's a promise coming with Dumoulin skated, Rico skated.
Exactly.
Now you're going to be able to tell him, say, look, buddy, I understand you're the guy, but we're going to sit you a game, give you a minute. let you sit there and think about everything, let you watch the game develop from up high, see the system that we've implemented. Because, I mean, Todd Reardon has implemented a different defensive system for these guys compared to what it was back in the Cup days before he left. I mean, the defensive system they have now is basically relying on guys that are offensively talented and can move the puck like Letang should have been back when he was younger. Now he can't. It's like he forgot how to do it.
He's struggling. He's struggling.
He is struggling, and sometimes it takes, just like we talked about last week, they like the Cody Ceci. Sometimes it's a change of scenery that does a guy good. Matheson, change of scenery does a guy good.
Matheson has been. A lot of people have been upset with Matheson lately.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can't be upset with a guy who came in, played 2 games, got hurt, was out, came back for a game, got hurt again, and then he's basically at game. Like yesterday was technically, if you look at how many games he's played his 7th game. That would have been his 6 games of the exhibition season, and then game 1 of the regular season. So now he's right at where he should be, ready to play the season.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I thought Matheson looked better the last couple of games. I think it's certainly this system fits him. I think he's gonna continue to play very well, especially if you limit his minutes. I think the big thing is going back to 58. That's your biggest question mark right now, because even if Brian Dumoulin comes back and they've been known to play very well together, Dumoulin really can't solve all the problems anymore. No. He's not 24. He doesn't have the legs to do it. He doesn't have the speed to do it. I mean, Letang is a problem that is not going to go away until his contract is up next year, unless they can trade him, which we've discussed numerous times before. Now is the time to trade him. Last year was the time to trade him. They're not going to do it. He is going to either retire a Penguin, or they're going to let him walk, after 2022. And
trading him, go ahead. Trading him too, you're also taking a lot of ice time. I mean, Letang plays almost 23 to 27 minutes a game. That's going to be real hard to replace if you do trade him.
But I'm going to pigtail off of that. We had Marino and Joseph just play. Marino played 30 minutes, 30 seconds the other night. And then Joseph played 27 minutes or almost 28 minutes the other night also. And when they interviewed Joseph after the game, the kid wasn't even sweating.
Yeah.
He wasn't even sweating. What the?
I like both. I like both.
Dude, I would have been dying. Yeah. Even at his age, I would have been freaking like, holy shit, I can't believe I just did this. Yeah. Like
to me, go ahead, Rob.
No, you're good.
I was going to say, to me, replacing minutes are not an issue as far as Letang is concerned. You have guys like Marino, you have guys like Joseph. Hell, even you have guys like Matheson and Ceci, Pedersen. You can spread those minutes around. I think the thing we talked about in before, and I think we talked about it last week, is whether Rutherford left because he tried to move him and he wasn't allowed to. I don't know. I don't think we'll ever really know the true story behind that. But the fact of the matter is Lang is past his prime, and if you watch him, the majority of the goals against come with him right in front of the net. I mean, the power play goal they gave up last night was him getting pushed around by Brock Nelson and not recovering nearly fast enough to prevent that goal. Well, and that is a common theme that is happening game in and game out. And if he's not blundering in front of the net, he's blundering with the puck on his stick, and that's an even bigger problem.
One of the things
what gets me most recently is his stupid turnovers, right?
Yeah.
Like, the turnovers are just ridiculous.
Yeah, he's always been a turnover machine.
Yeah. But he used to have the legs to make up for it.
I mean, LeBron James just took over the turnover record from Karl Malone. I think Chris Letang's turnovers would be 3 times what that. LeBron would never catch up to Chris Letang on the turnovers.
I mean, it's been ridiculous.
But like just the other night, the game before against Washington, the Marino had his guy. The guy still shot the puck toward. I think it was Lars Eller who actually scored the goal. Letang looked down, whiffed at it, and then pushed the guy. He totally missed. It's like, God, dude,
whiff.
You are better than this. You were used to be what everybody thought in this town was the Norris Trophy candidate every year, which I never thought he was a Norris Trophy candidate. He was maybe top 10 in the league, but never in the top 3 or 4.
Oh yeah.
He's never been that guy. But I will say this. I am so glad that we don't have Erik Karlsson in his contract. We only have Chris Letang in his contract because that $11.7 million cap hit that Erik Karlsson brings is totally destroying the San Jose Sharks. It's killing that team because there's nobody in the world who will take that. I think there's 5 years left on his deal, 4 or 5 years left on his deal.
Least, yeah.
At $11 million a cap hit. That's insane. Insane.
Yeah, I think he might have had 2 good years with them. That's where he actually did something when he first got there. But they're an older team too.
Yeah, they're kind of in the same boat the Pens are. They have a mixture of like some of these guys who are older and some of these guys who are younger.
Right.
Guy commented on one of the posts I had earlier yesterday was, well, we don't really have the prospects and stuff like that, which really we don't. The Penguins don't really have the prospects. The only, their defensive prospects are Cam Lee and Maniscalco. Forwards are Poulin and Legare. Other than that, you're kind of, squirming at the bottom of the barrel. Well, it's like we had this conversation last week about Hextall, and he likes to keep his picks. Oh, excuse me. He likes to keep his draft picks and build from within. Hence the reason why Philadelphia is doing so well now, because he kept his picks and stuff like that. But my thing with, we had talked before the show about, like you said, maybe it's time to trade Dumoulin. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's right now. He's only 29.
I don't agree with that. I like Dumoulin personally.
Oh, I do too. I think he's one of the best defensive defensemen in the league.
But a team standpoint, I kind of see it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I see the justification.
But if you're going to get rid of him, this is the time because
true,
you got to get something for him in return.
But
you wait 2 more years, 3 more years. What are you going to get for him?
Here's your thing. Do you trade Dumoulin where you can get something for him now? Or do you trade a Marcus Pettersson who has a cap-friendly contract?
See, Marcus Pettersson.
And he's only 24 years old.
Marcus Pettersson is like my Sidney Crosby, dude. Marcus Pettersson is like my diehard Pens dude. I stand by him 100%. Marcus Pettersson is my
guy. Bye, Tyler. No,
yeah. He bumped his head, man.
He must have. He must have hit that maglock at Penn State. Must have hit him in the head.
Listen, dude. Hey, that did.
Pettersson. The thing about Pettersson,
I like him.
He's not a bad defenseman.
I like him a lot.
I still think he has a lot of growing to do.
He has a lot of training. He has a lot of learning to do, and he has a lot of potential, man. He does.
But at 24, how much more are you going to get out of him than if you could trade him, say, for maybe
I can see that
a fourth, fifth round pick that you. Because right now your draft coming up, you only have a second round pick, a fifth, and 2 sevenths.
As a team,
you don't have nothing. So
in a trading standpoint, I can see that being, justifiable. But as a personal standpoint, I like Marcus Pettersson. I think he has potential, and I think he has, he has a future here in the Pens team. I think he has a lot to offer.
I can guarantee you, your mother's probably sitting there listening and thinking, "Man, I said the same thing about my son years ago too." We've all had potential.
Here's the thing:
all been there. We've all been there. Scouts, but I've never been a scout, so I can.
He's good. He's good. I like him.
He is good. Don't get me wrong. He's not a bad defenseman. He's not. His range and like his big lankiness is a huge asset. But there's a lot of the bonehead plays, and he's not strong enough to get guys out from in front of the net.
But that's
Same
because
like Letang.
that's because he's so new, right? But that's what I'm saying. There's potential there because that's where he can grow on shit like that.
Did you say he was nude? He was nude? Why was he naked? Dude, no. Like you got it. Like being 6'4" and 165 pounds gets you nowhere when you're a defenseman and you got to clean house in front of the net. You need a guy with a little bit of beef. I mean, I was a big fan of Eric Goodbranson when he was here. Yeah. Why? He did suck.
Oh, Goodbranson.
But I did love the fact that he would clobber guys.
Loved it.
How about Ian Cole?
Ian Cole was another one of those guys.
He was a stay-at-home defensive guy that had grit, cleared out in front of the net.
And that's what I like. And that's what Pettersson does.
The Penguins are missing that. They need some grit on their team because these other teams are coming in and they're just bullying them. Because they
absolutely. They do need
got
that
no
gritty
one
person.
on that whole bench is going to stick up and drop the glove. I mean, Tanev got his butt whooped. What, last night or the night before? But you know what?
That was last night.
He stood up and he did what he had to do.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Casey Cizikas is one of those guys. He hasn't dropped the gloves in a long time, but he's still one of those guys I wouldn't mess with.
No, but he's not going to.
No.
They just need some grit, man. They need some grit on that blue line. Why not ship Letang out?
Yeah, when the whole talks about Wilson was going around, I liked that. I would have liked that.
Tom Wilson's one of those. Look, if Tom Wilson was in a Penguins uniform, this town would love this fucking guy.
Tom Wilson is this generation's Matt Cook.
Yeah, absolutely. You hit the nail right on the head.
Like Rick Tocchet, he played for the Flyers for years. We hated him. He came to the Penguins. We loved him.
I will say this: there was one Philly guy, that I would have loved to have seen in a Penguin uniform before he hung up his skates was Scotty Hartnell. I would have loved to have seen Hartnell play here. But it just wasn't in the cards.
His name goes around to this day. You know what I mean?
All right, so I put this on the page yesterday. Like I think it was midway through the third period. I said that the Tanev, Bluger, Aston Reese line.
Oh, you had a ton of
is
on this.
Better than the Stahl, Cook, and Kennedy line, and your argument is invalid.
Yes.
Right now, there's no argument. That line is better than that line. The center, I'm sorry, Teddy Bluger's a better center than freaking Jordan Stahl.
That line's better than our second line right now.
Have you seen Jordan Stahl's been playing recently?
It is.
Yeah, it took him how long, though, Dave? How long has it taken him to do that?
I will also make this argument. That line has a Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
That line is a big reason why they have a Stanley Cup.
This line, though, considering Tanev just came in, I mean, they could be a big reason why the Pens could win another one.
Agreed.
I mean, the domination when that line comes on and you're in the zone and they're just cycling and cycling and cycling, and Zach Aston Reese finally is on my good side because I was one of the guys that I couldn't stand him. I wanted to see him gone because he just came in, he would hit a guy, and then the puck would leave the zone. And then all of a sudden they would cycle the puck. Now it looks like he's healthy, he's lost some weight, and they got him playing the way he did when he was in college.
Yeah.
Get open, find somewhere a soft zone in the slot in between the face-off circles, and let it rip, tater chip.
Let it rip,
and it's working.
It's working.
Yeah, it's about time.
Exactly, and that's exactly what happened.
Kind of like what Buck and Dave say about you. He's working. It's about time.
About time.
I mean, the thing is that line is a lot of people will look at Teddy Bluger as the reason that line is that good, and Bluger is very good. That line is
very good.
Tanev. And I am still a proponent that Tanev should be playing with either Sid or Gino.
Absolutely.
I agree.
I think he is the Chris Kunitz, Pascal Dupuis player that Sid or Gino is missing, that is good on the forecheck, creates those turnovers, and allows them to have space.
You can see that, right?
To shoot. And I think, you saw a little bit of it the other night when Tanev played with Gino. Gino started to look a little bit better. I think, a lot of people freaked out when Rutherford gave Tanev that deal. I think that deal is going to look very good. It may not look good at the very end, but I think that is a great deal. 6 years of $4 million for that guy.
And
The way the league is now.
You look at Tanev's deal. People like when they brought Matheson in, and when they traded Matheson, Hornquist for Matheson. Nobody looked at the player. Everybody looked at how long his contract was.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, that talk's has slowly died a little bit over the past couple games because he's played well.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're going to have to shake up the lineup. Somebody's going to have to go. If it's a forward, I mean, like a Sam Lafferty. I know that's Sully's Craig Adams. Like Bosma had Craig Adams, and. But I just think that Sully's guy is freaking Sam Lafferty for some reason. And Lafferty,
I'll tell you this: that fourth line sucks.
I like Colton Seaver on it. He keeps getting to be press box hero. I like Colton Seaver. Him not playing him. He should be playing center, not wing.
Agreed.
He should be playing center.
Digger.
And I like Jankowski. Jankowski's fantastic. I love the freaking kid. I'd love to see him playing with Tanev again, but that's never going to happen. I mean, because Tanev should be playing second, third line minutes. Jankowski, he was good in Calgary. I liked him up there too because he played with Bennett and Monahan sometimes. And there's always that thing where, okay, what forward if you have to make a deal to shake up your lineup, who goes? Not kind of like what they did with Carl Hagelin.
He keeps saying McCann. He keeps telling me this.
But he's got to be healthy to do that, though.
Absolutely. But you know what? His style of play, teams are going to want. Because he can skate.
He's got good speed. He can skate when he's healthy, too.
I mean, he's not the talented man in the world, but he can skate. And if he can stay healthy, teams will look at that. All right, he can skate. He got some wheels. And I think you could get something for him because he has 2 years on a contract.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah, I don't see a problem with that because actually you don't even miss him in the lineup right now.
No, and they were talking about sending him to the Kings for Jonathan Quick.
Yeah, there was. I saw those rumors going around. Jonathan Quick would never come here, just for the simple fact of cap hit wise would. Yeah. LA would have to eat probably about half of his salary.
Yeah, I think he's got 5 years something left.
He's everybody's talking about the fact of bringing Fleury back.
That ain't going to happen.
It ain't going to happen because Vegas already said no on eating any of his contract.
How about Gibson from Anaheim?
Oh, Anaheim will never let Gibby go. They'll never let Gibby go.
I don't think so.
And then there's another team that's going to be a seller. Low battery.
It's all right.
Another team that's going to be a seller is Nashville. And Pecorine.
Yeah.
He's up there in age. But I think even if you go on him for a year or two, he even guide Jory and DeSmith a little bit, Yeah,
DeSmith would end up being the guy that goes.
I like DeSmith.
He would, but that's.
I mean, I like them both. I think it's perfectly fine to leave them the way they are and let Jory just ride it out and let DeSmith spell him once in a while. Let Jory just ride it. That's what you paid the kid to do. Let him go ahead and play. Like the past 3 games, he made 39 saves the other night against Washington. He had 29 saves last night.
78-82.
Yeah,
that's a good number over 3 games.
Yeah. Considering that cheap ass goal that freaking cost him a shutout yesterday really pissed me off, and it was only because of 58 again. But yeah, I Tristan Jarry's. Everybody says, oh, even before the season, I don't think Tristan Jarry's the answer. I don't think the kid needs to play and show the pedigree that he has as the why you drafted him to begin with.
I mean, he was an all-star last year.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't that way just on a whim.
Yeah.
I mean, because he played well.
Yeah.
But I mean, we got a lot of goalies in the pipeline that are still,
We got some good depth there. And we
They
got some really
drafted
good
3
ones.
goalies last year.
Yeah.
And one of them, I think, one of them was the rumor thing that Kale, what the hell is his last name? I can't. Kale something or was one of the trade bait for, because somebody had 4 possible trades. I saw it on there that for Jonathan Quick, but none of them would have worked, financially, unless LA was gonna go ahead and eat some of that salary, which they won't do.
Yeah, and what they were saying, because Hextall come from LA, that he had some inner pool.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So they were, but everyone's
me and Dave talked last week about the former regime of Hextall. Shane Gostisbehere would be the guy. If he's going to pull any deal, that will be that's my guy.
Yeah.
I would love to see Shane Gostisbehere in a Penguin uniform and him get the playing time that he deserves, because I know he fell out of favor in Philly. But every fantasy hockey league, when that freaking kid came up, Shane Gostisbehere was my guy. Same with Mark Giordano, Dave.
Yeah.
I didn't pick Giordano this year, and I'm kind of disappointed because faceoff wins mean everything.
And he's doing pretty good.
I'm going to try to rectify that
Next season. Can't do it now.
I don't know. I was contemplating messaging everybody to try to fix that.
Yeah, because if you look at, I got fucking Jay Beagle as my starting center behind McDavid.
Yeah, it's that was a miscalculation on my part.
Yeah, it happens. We'll just fix it next year. No big deal.
Yeah,
but yeah, we got we got a little ways to go. We're a little past quarter away through the season. Trade deadlines, I think, April 12th?
April 12th. Yep.
Yeah.
12th, yeah.
Can't wait for that day.
Oh, yeah.
Monday, April 12th is like Christmas Day for us fat kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's interesting to see what's going to go on. I would love to see a couple moves made just to, get a little bit of grit. Maybe out of the 4th line, but you got to give up something to get something. You see all like we were saying before. You see, the rumor mill of people are saying, "Oh, trade, get Fleury back here, and you can trade him Alex Dorio from down in the Wheeling Mailers straight up." You can't trade your bags of shit for gold. You can't do it.
Yeah,
and that's
Rob, this is Pittsburgh. You trade all your bad players for all their good players.
That's what typical Yinzers. That's what it says over there on my right. That's what a lot of Yinzers think of. I could trade my shittiest players for their best players, and it'll work.
Right.
I can guarantee you this.
Right.
I can guarantee you this with the rumors about Jack Eichel right now. There are guys going, let's trade Letang and Malkin for Jack Eichel.
You are right.
I would pull the trigger on that deal in a heartbeat.
I would
So
too.
would I. So would I.
So did you see the Edmonton Oilers waived James Neal?
Good riddance.
He sucks. He's done.
He's a dick beater. I'd punch him in the face if he came back into this town. Because I almost punched him in the face once before. Dave, remember we were getting autographs and he got real shitty with Maddie, and I told him, I said, "Who the fuck are you talking to?"
I wasn't there because I never got him.
Oh, no, that was Mike. That was Mike who was there. That's right.
I never got that son of a bitch.
Dude, calm down. I was like, who the hell do you think you're talking to? He got real shitty with Maddie about a freaking picture she had.
Yeah, sounds like Ben Roethlisberger.
He goes, "I don't care." I was like, "Who the hell are you talking to?"
We'll get on some other sports.
I did. I was this close to crawling inside his punk ass Mercedes and ripping his face right off.
Hey, douchebag.
And you know me, Dave. I would have done it.
Oh, you would.
Mike didn't hold me back. I would have freaking done it.
You would have done it. Fuck. When it comes to the daughters, man.
Tyler and his stepdad, Dan. You want to say hi?
Hi. Hello.
Maddie just got home, and Odin's wants Joe to play. So
I work with Rob.
Yeah, she knows.
She knows about Tyler, huh?
Oh, she knows everybody that I work with. Come here. Come here, big head.
Dude, you should see his dog.
Come here, Wes. There, we'll pull up Wes. Hi, Wes. And then there's the monstrosity. There's
There's
Zach.
Oh,
Monster.
man.
Yeah, Great Dane.
There he is. Hey, come here.
He's freaking huge.
Come here, stupid. Look at that. Yeah, the monstrosity has arrived. Yeah, come here.
No, he's Great Dane.
When you settle down. Look at this.
What is he? No, he's a massive, right?
Yeah, he's Saint Bernard French Mastiff.
Yeah, French.
Saint
Yeah,
Bernard.
you're right.
But yeah, I mean, it'll be nice. Oh, speaking of fantastic things, even though the Pens aren't playing in it, I moved the computer the wrong way.
Come on.
Tomorrow, 3:00, that Vegas Colorado game is going to be fantastic to watch. For one,
Sure.
The views.
I mean, the view. I shared it on my page the other day. Oh my God, the pictures. Oh, the snow-capped mountains in the background.
Yeah. Well,
It is going to be glorious to watch.
what were those? What were those outside games you shared earlier?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That's
Tomorrow,
right.
3
It's on the
o'clock,
golf course.
Colorado, Vegas,
Yeah.
and then on Sunday it's Boston, Philly. They're going to be playing in Lake Tahoe.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
just
that's
the
what I thought.
views. Oh my God, they're
Beautiful.
gonna,
Absolutely
They're
gorgeous.
nice.
What
oh
is that, the 18th hole of the golf course or something they're on?
yeah,
Yeah, something like that. They set it up.
yeah, because the outdoor games, the Winter Classic, Stadium Series stuff, all got canceled because of the COVID shit. But they really wanted to play one in Banff National Park up in Canada. But Canada 86'd it because they did not want any advertising shown in the national park. And I get it. Hey, the national park, it's kind of their rules. I get it. I understand. But Banff makes Lake Tahoe look like the projects.
Yeah.
They were going to play it on the lake
Where's that at?
up in,
Yeah.
I think it's up in Alberta, I think.
Alberta.
So, yeah.
Banff, BANF, or I think is how it's spelled. BANF.
BANF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, like they wanted to play it there on the lake. And it would, oh man. Even Lake Tahoe, the lake itself is frozen solid right now, and it's crystal clear.
Yeah.
That would have been fantastic to see them
That'd be
actually
cool.
play pond hockey. You know what I mean? That would have been
Back
really
in the
cool to
day.
see. But yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's good talk. I haven't eaten dinner yet, so I'm going to cut this short, but don't go anywhere. We end the show, and then we'll talk again after the show's ended. It's good talk. We'll have everybody on again. Maybe we'll add a couple more people and have a big group session. But all right, guys, we'll talk to you everybody later. Everybody be safe out there. Take care of each other.
You too.
Thanks, everybody.